Welcome to today's program. This is Judge Rutherford, and we're going to talk to you today about something that's really close to the hearts of the people of Pike County, and that is the National Guard. Thomas Patterson, who I know as Tommy, is with us today, and we're going to give you a little bit of history of the National Guard. But let me say this, what I know about the National Guard. Recently, the federal government, Emergency Management Agency, FEMA of the federal government came out, and Pike County, Kentucky was the third most prone county in the United States of America for disasters, primarily flooding. And there was 6 counties in California who was the same, and then Pike County was the next one. And it's unbelievable, but we had 25. Unfortunately, my tenure as judge of the county, 21 of those, Tommy, had been under my tenure as judge. And it is sad that we continue to have this flooding here in eastern Kentucky, and especially in Pike County. But the way it works, I declare, the governor declares, the president declares. Once the president declares, then the governor has the authority to activate the National Guard. And they come straight in. Now, we have, and Tommy and I was just discussing it, we have, in the last session of the General Assembly of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, appropriated the local matching money for federal money of $12 million to build a National Guard armory on 119. In the center of Pike County. Certainly we would like that to happen.
Absolutely.
But Congress don't have a budget. They don't have one. So our congressman, and we are listed number 1, Somerset, where the congressman is from, his home, is number 2 for a new armory or a training center, as they call them now. So once the one got built in Owensboro, then they prioritized again. The state adjutant general and the governor got together, and then they appropriated the local matching money. It's in this budget, but we have to wait on Washington to see if they're going to appropriate the $12 million for this state-of-the-art training facility, which has 5 components. And I'll go across one, is we have a medical program with the armed services at the University of Pikeville. They graduate 5 every year in different branches of government as they graduate from our medical school here at the University of Pikeville. We're fortunate, Tommy, to have a medical school. You have one in Louisville, one in Lexington, and you have one at the University of Pikeville. But what we're working on, if we can get this National Guard armory, if we can get one wing, one plane stationed at our airport here, then that gives them, I understand, 15 more scholarships for doctors. And the need in the armed services is great for doctors. So hopefully the Lord will bless us and all this will come together. But we provide you all, Tommy, with a space in the basement of the courthouse. Mm-hmm. You're down there next to Mr. Bowman, who represents who represents veterans. You have an office next to him. But we want the people to know, and your telephone numbers and your location is going to be on this screen as we do this program. But I want you to introduce yourself to me and the people of Pike County.
Okay, well, as you said, my name is Tommy Patterson. I'm a sergeant in the Kentucky National Guard. I'm actually a brand new recruiter. I just started recruiting this year and moved to Pike County this past February. I'm originally from Barberville.
You're in Knox County.
Right, in Knox County, southeastern Kentucky.
Correct.
Growing up, my father was a pastor and a coal miner. He worked his way through college and graduated from the University of the Cumberlands there in Williamsburg. Eventually, I was able to work my way through college, and I graduated from University of the Cumberlands as well. And I was actually teaching high school English at Boyle County High School when I was recruited into the National Guard in 2007.
Tommy, Dr. Taylor is one of my favorite people.
Very good man.
Very good man. What he's done for that university, and I was blessed to be given a doctorate by that university last year. But he's one of my favorite people, one of the most dedicated people. And you went to a university that probably has the most beautiful campus of any in the whole United States of America. There's no doubt in my mind.
Right, absolutely.
That it's absolutely beautiful, and it's. But to tell us about the recruiting, I know that your agency operated out of Pikeville College, and you wanted more visibility.
Right.
And we're trying to get you some visibility here today.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Is people to know what you. I understand, and I know that during our wars and conflicts, of what the National Guard, what's happened under the new plans they have for presently and for Afghanistan, had it in Iraq, but in the future, the National Guard is playing a role they never played before.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason when we talk to you all, and are so grateful that some of your people has had many as 4 to 5 tours of duty in harm's way.
Absolutely.
And but what you all offer, the education that's offered, and I want you to tell the people what you can do for them, and that they come to you, and what you're doing, you're looking for recruits.
Right.
And ironically, nationwide, you have had no problem of fulfilling your quota. And I read that recently in the paper.
Absolutely.
And that means that you all are doing something right.
Right.
Because what you're doing is recruiting young men, and they realize what this country means, what the freedoms they have that means to them and their families, and that they may be going into harm's way.
Right.
Plus they have an opportunity to get an education that they can use if they move on and come out of the service.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and tell us about that.
Well, with the National Guard, we're actually unique among any of the other military branches. We have what's called a dual mission. The National Guard is the only military branch with a dual mission. Basically what that means is we have first and foremost a state mission, okay, which is your disaster relief and things like that. Our second mission is a federal mission, which is where the deployments and things like that come from. So we're the only military branch with 2 missions. Every other military branch only has one, which is federal. Where that comes in as far as educational benefits is that we are the only military branch that has state tuition assistance as well as federal tuition assistance. None of the other military branches do. It's unique to the National Guard. The Kentucky National Guard, with federal tuition assistance, a new recruit that's going to college will get $4,500 a year, okay, for federal. Sure. The state tuition assistance from Kentucky is $7,900 a year, which is a total of $12,400 a year toward tuition. Good. Okay, and that's used from everything from tuition to books, fees, things like that. Obviously, any state college that you go to, that's going to cover about 100% of your tuition. Okay, so you can essentially go to school for free, being a member of the Kentucky National Guard. That's huge. When I went through University of the Cumberlands, I wasn't in the National Guard, so I graduated with student loan debt. Yeah. So had I known about the educational benefits that the Kentucky National Guard offered, I would have joined before I went to school. And it would have made things a lot easier financially now that I'm graduated. As far as other benefits of the Kentucky National Guard, because the educational benefits are one of our biggest benefits, certainly, especially for soon-to-be high school graduates or those in college, okay? College isn't for everyone, obviously. Not everybody wants to go to college. Okay?
Do you all have trade schools? Are they eligible?
Well, yeah, and that's another thing, is that the educational benefits that we offer, you don't have to go to a 4-year traditional college. It covers everything from beauty school to vocational school, as long as that school is state accredited. Mm-hmm. As long as it's state accredited, then it qualifies for the federal and state tuition assistance. Educational benefits aside, because like I said, not everybody wants to go to college. you'll have kids that will graduate from high school. And this is one of the big reasons that I became a recruiter, because the National Guard, again, is unique because we recruit from the community, train or educate, and put back into the community. You know, we put that soldier back into the community so that that soldier is able to contribute to the community, the county, the state. As far as career opportunities and things like that, obviously we have, you know, all kinds of jobs in the National Guard, okay? Everything from right here at the 577th, we have combat engineers, we have horizontal construction engineers, mechanics. And when somebody enlists, we send them to basic training, and then we send them to AIT, which is Advanced Individual Training, which is their job training, okay? And like I said, it's everything from how operating heavy equipment to, you know, blowing stuff up, things like that.
Well, both of us are from here in Eastern Kentucky, and we both know what's happening today is we got hundreds and hundreds of coal miners that, to be direct about it, that EPA has put us out of business, almost out of business. Mm-hmm. A lot of the young people are having to make decisions of what they're going to do because Absolutely. Once their unemployment runs out, they don't have any income.
Right.
And this is another option they have, a young person in the coal mines, and we've probably got 1,500 coal miners that made the average of $85,000 that don't have any income today.
Right.
They're drawing unemployment once it's out, and they've got to have some option. We've had them here from Alabama, coal fields, and holding job fairs and wanting to pay their way down there if they'll move. We've had Patriot Coal in here from Western Kentucky, and I understand we have about 19 that came from a coal Elkhorn that's going to move down in Western Kentucky because the war on coal only ended up on Eastern Kentucky coal and West Virginia coal. But that's another option that these young men can, as they try to decide what they're going to do in the future. Mm-hmm. Because we have the best coal miners in the world, best productive coal miners, and best qualified and trained, certified in the world right here in Eastern Kentucky. But no jobs for them.
Right.
Unless they leave Pike County, and they don't want to do that.
Right.
People in Eastern Kentucky like you and I, we love this area. We love the beauty of this area. We love the people of this area.
Absolutely.
There's nobody like us anywhere.
That's
you know, and I've been around the country, and I know there's nobody like the people from Eastern Kentucky and
Absolutely.
Kentucky.
We have our own culture.
We have our own culture.
Absolutely.
And it's great. We are, and I'll say this, the late Senator Robert Byrd from West Virginia always prefaced his speeches by saying, I am the son of the Appalachia. He was from the West Virginia Appalachian area. And he said, I was blessed to be born in Central Appalachia, where the most patriotic Americans live, and when the Commander-in-Chief of the United States declares war, more people volunteers from Central Appalachia than anywhere in the United States for America. I'm further blessed, he said, because I was in the Bible Belt, because we have more churches that dots the creeks and hollers of Kentucky and West Virginia and the other areas of Central Appalachia. Yeah. So I always remember that, especially when I'm sitting talking to somebody in a uniform serving our country, of how patriotic the late Senator Robert Byrd was and how he thanked the Lord for having the opportunity to grow up in Central Appalachia and this culture that we got.
Absolutely.
But I just want to say through you to all the National Guard, and I know the people watching this today, what you've done for them in these past 21 disasters we have had in this county. Every one of those 21 disasters, they've activated some, every one of them. I can recall the '77 flood when we put you all up in the elementary school here in the city of Pikeville, and they provided the cooks and everything, to food available to you and the drinking water, and I recall the helicopters units. And I remember the '77 flood. I was riding in one of your all's helicopters going over to Phelps And the general said, "Judge, did you get hit in the flood?" And I said, "Well, that's my house, and I'm not in the flood." We went on, headed to Phelps, and got up the road, and I said, "General, I hadn't hit at my home, but that's my houseboat on top of that tree down there."
Yeah.
I had it parked up my aunt's up on 460. Yeah. But what you all have meant to the people of this county and taking that burden and helping get their power back on. Because what happens is our road department and you all, and you bring your equipment in, and we go out so that the power company brings people in from all over the United States, and you all clean out the hollers and work with them and coordinate with them. They go behind you with their crews and they get people's power back on. So we have had 21 of those. One of them was not flooding. One was for snow. One was snow. We had about 16 inches of snow. You know, and what you all did, you all brought your Humvees in, and it was, you all delivered medicine to people who couldn't get their medicine.
Absolutely.
There are pictures over in the courthouse of your people in snow that's up to their waist, carrying a bag of medicine that they picked up at the drugstore. Yeah. So we feel blessed that the National Guard, and National Guard's been around. We had the old militias when our country became a country. Absolutely. And it grew on from that, and we ended up the National Guard. Yep. And that it became a blessing when they came part of the old militia, because it gave you the state identity and the federal identity.
Right. Yeah. Actually, the National Guard is the oldest of all the military branches. It was actually established in 1636.
The ROTC, we absolutely, ROTC is something that and they get them ready for you all and other branches of services.
Absolutely.
And what they have done for the University of Pikeville, and I'm sure will continue to do for them, as we put doctors to serve our soldiers and their families and others around the world from the University of Pikeville Medical School, Dr. Boozer, Chancellor Patton, and President Hurley. And the relationship that they have with the ROTC, and hopefully in the future we can get that wing at this airport and pick up 15 more scholarships. I understand we would be eligible for, yeah. But let's talk and the ROTC in our high schools. Mm-hmm. You know, I went this year up to the Thacker Memorial, and I saw the Shelby Valley group of about 80 young people, men and women. In uniform, getting ready to serve our country. Yeah. Then on Veterans Day that we had, which was probably the best one in my opinion, and we've had 7 of them in the courthouse this year on Veterans Day. And what I saw there from Pike Central, what I saw their instructor, and what I observed that they could do. And they folded the flag and told us what each meant. Mm-hmm. And so many people out in the county, after they saw that on Pike TV, said, "Judge, we didn't know. Mm-hmm. We've been to so many funerals and we watched them and presented." Mm-hmm. And they went through that. And then it was absolutely breathtaking when they put the gun and the boots and the helmet, and left them sitting there and walked back to their seats. And it was touching. Mm-hmm. It was a solemn occasion. And but what else? GI Bill, we haven't touched on that. What relationship does your agency? That's where you qualify, right, after you get out and serve. Right.
Well, no, that's actually.
Tell us exactly how it works.
Okay, you're talking about the Montgomery GI Bill.
That's correct.
That's also for a college student in the National Guard, while he's in drill status, as long as he's going to college, he's a full-time student for 36 months, and that's 36 school months, not during the summer, but through the school. So 36 GI Bill months should last for the entire 4 years. But basically, it's an incentive to a young soldier to stay in school, and what it boils down to is about $360 a month that will go into that soldier's pocket to help with expenses and things like that, because being a poor college student is no fun. So if you have a little bit of extra money, and that's what the GI Bill is for, to help with expenses and things like that. A young soldier in college on average, if they're not in ROTC, they'll make between their drill pay and their GI Bill, they'll make around $550 a month just for being a full-time student, and then that's on top
But
of.
they don't pay no board, they pay no
Exactly,
meals.
exactly, and that's on top of the tuition assistance.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on top of the tuition assistance.
Right, right. That's basically their monthly paycheck for going to school full-time.
So if you're out there, senior in high school or out of school or into a community college or to wherever, then you need to come by and have a talk with Sergeant Patterson, who is available to meet with you, to talk with you, to repeat many of the things we've talked about here today. I don't know. We had a list of some things we wanted to discuss. I think on and off we discussed about all of them so far, but we talked about the monthly paycheck, and I know that you have the best health care of anybody in America.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Tell us about your health care and what you do have.
With the National Guard, it works a little bit different because active duty components obviously they have a Army post,
Certainly.
right, and they have their own doctors and things like that. Our medical insurance is actually through TRICARE, okay? With your average soldier that's in drill status, which is 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks of training during the summer, they're eligible for TRICARE health insurance, which is outstanding health insurance, and it's a lot more affordable than if they were to go through a civilian employer.
Sure.
And it covers everything from health, dental, vision.
All.
Absolutely, and it starts out for a single soldier. It starts out at less than $40 a month.
What do you all do to follow up on your people that you get assistance for? Do you, as far as locating a job with the training that you gave them, do you have a follow-up program that you do?
Well, the National Guard, very honestly, the National Guard, there's about just under 7,400 members in the Kentucky National Guard. That 7,400 person force is, very honestly, it is a huge network throughout the state, okay? I know for me, when I came into the National Guard, I was able, to get supplemental income through the National Guard. For example, one summer I worked with JSO, which is the Joint Sport Operations out of London, Kentucky, and they're the ones that go through and cut down marijuana plants and things like that.
Sure.
And I was able to work for the entire summer with them. And like I said, it's just a supplemental income that's pretty substantial. On average, even while I was teaching, on average, I would make about an extra $12,000 to $13,000 a year from the National Guard.
Tell us a little about the new technology and what's going on in technology through the National Guard nationwide, not only here.
As far as what type of technology?
Whatever, computer systems and your artillery and everything has changed over the years.
Well, sure, yeah, absolutely. And as far as job training and things like that, for example, if you go in as an IT specialist, right,
Yeah.
which is working on computers, you'll go through all the training, and so that when you're finished with our training, you'll be able to put that training on a resume and say, as a 18, 19-year-old kid, you'll have a leg up coming out of high school to say, you know what, I've already had this training.
Sure.
And employers are going to look at that and say, okay, number one, we know that he's going to be disciplined, he or she is going to be disciplined because they're serving in the military. Number two, he's already got this training, so you know that he's going to be qualified for this job.
How many years you all been around? Since the country's been a country? You started out
Since
with state
before
military?
the country's been a country. We were actually established formally established as the National Guard in 1636.
Fincastle, Virginia, if I remember reading one time. And ironically, this area of Kentucky at one time, we were several counties in Virginia, but we was Fincastle, Virginia here. But I know that I read one time back in 1775, Fincastle, Virginia, that they had started a unit there.
Yeah.
But again, you all do so much, and you are giving our young people in the mines now an option to know what they're going to do with their life in the future.
Absolutely.
They are, I'll repeat again, we have the best miners in the world, the best trained miners, best certified miners, but there's no work in the mines anymore, so that they're going to have to come up with new vocation.
Right.
And this gives them another something on their to their family to sit down and
Absolutely.
try to decide what their futures are going to be.
Absolutely. And as you pointed out earlier, Judge, a lot of people from our culture, the mountain culture, they don't want to leave.
No.
Because this is where family is from.
That's right.
And we're very, very family oriented as, being from the mountains.
Look, we have more family reunions. We have more high
Absolutely.
school reunions
Absolutely.
than any place in the United States of America.
Yep. And the National Guard is able, instead of taking these individuals and training them and sending them to a different place or a different community, the National Guard is able to take these individuals from the community, train, educate, and put back into the community that they come from.
You're talking about, we're talking about disasters today. FEMA requires us to open up shelters. Nobody comes.
Yeah.
There, again, people, their brother and sister of the church or their family
Yep.
takes care of their people. Now, do we open the centers? Because we have to.
Right.
What do we use them for? We use them for the National Guard and all the volunteers and everybody else who needs to come in and take a break,
Right.
or get a cup of coffee, or get food.
Right.
Now that's what we use our shelters for, but we're required to open them.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, we have just brought the Red Cross back into Pike County. They're not in the same building you're in. You're in the old courthouse. They're in the annex behind. It used to be the Justice Building.
Right.
So they're the first line of when we have a disaster. The second is our fire departments and our EMS people. And then it's you all that show up. FEMA, we have pictometry now, which if you need any maps or anything, we can get it through our office. We're one of probably 4 or 5 counties in Kentucky that had pictometry, which means that we use the satellite to get pictures. If we have a disaster under our contract, it's flown every 2 years, and they fly over and take the pictures when the leaves are off. Then the satellite comes down after we have a flood and goes to the resident or trailer, and then when FEMA comes in, they don't have to spend 3 weeks going out into the largest county in the Commonwealth.
Right.
We give them, and they all have to do is push a computer button, and it gives them a picture. Our PVA office also use that for assessments as an added thing, but pictometry is great, and if you all ever can use it, that's available to you through Doug Tackett in our EMS office.
Okay.
But we're here today to talk about the National Guard, what it does for America, what the role you all are playing in our planning, and what you're doing in Afghanistan. And we got to seem like anymore people on the street that don't know we got people in harm's way today, and it bothers me. It bothers me to walk the streets or to go out in this county or anywhere else, and I don't know how we're going to change that. But I think some way we have to change. That we got young men that today could give their life so that we could sit here and have this program. And the National Guards, what you all are doing now, you all are taking the brunt of all of it, but you have something to offer. You offer more than anybody else can offer.
Absolutely.
And you meet your quota every year. But your seniors in high school, and I'm sure that you'll be going to all of the schools before they get out, and it's coming May or when they get out. Sure. And what an opportunity it is for these young people, and that serve this country of ours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I want to end this program and just by thanking you for coming with me today for this program.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, Judge.
And to let these people know, and we cover, I said, about over 30,000 homes, and all of Mingo County, West Virginia, all of part of Logan County, West Virginia, all of Martin County, all of Floyd County, and all of Pike, and we'll be going into Dickerson and a little bit of Buchanan County in the near future. Okay. But thank you so much, and I want to thank the National Guard for what they've meant for the people. You not only kept us free, But what you've done for us in these 21 declarations that I've had during my tenure, and the 25 total that we've had of other people that have been in leadership of this county. But we're so grateful to you all. And I want to end it by you turn around and looking at that over to this camera right here, and just tell the people of what your job is, and that you're glad to be here with us today.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure sitting here and being able to talk with Judge Rutherford, and being able to put out the message of the Kentucky National Guard. We're always looking for good soldiers, good recruits. The benefits that we have to offer surpass any other military branch. Nothing against the other military branches, but we offer more. And I just appreciate you having me on, Judge.
Okay. Thank you, and thank you all for watching this program. I'm sure it will be informative to you, and it'll be an opportunity for people that have to make decisions in their life. You have another option.